Howdy folks, welcome to yet another episode of UMT-TV, that's University Mall Theaters Television. And now, please enjoy episode number 8, Grinding Gears. So most of y'all probably know that about 5 years ago I set up an email list where I could email everybody the showtimes every week, since we only find out on Monday what we're getting on Friday. And if I email everybody on Tuesday, everybody knows by Friday what we're playing. And it's kind of crazy how much this thing took off, because we now have almost 7,500 people that I email every week. And don't think that this is some fancy company that sends out the email for me. No, I sit at this computer over here and I email out 7,500 people every week. I found my neighbor's bunny rabbit on my porch on Monday morning, and that night I saw a fox outside my bedroom window. This computer has worked here for, I don't know, maybe 6 or 7 years, and it has been crazy how much work we've done on this machine. However, it is grinding its gears to a halt and needs to be replaced. I heard some weird noises on Tuesday morning. The theater can be pretty surreal early in the morning. It turned out Mark and Neil were checking all the sound systems in the auditoriums.
This is Listening Test Film, catalog number 251 SRD.
The two of them can spend hours talking about the tiny nuances of the sound systems in our wonderful theaters.
Is indicated by the following tests. A qualified service engineer.
After just a little bit, they got up to go check out those giant speakers in the back hallway that came out from behind the movie screen.
Forget that one. These aren't worth anything. If you want to make a couple bucks, you can sell that on eBay. Probably get 150 bucks for it.
Like I said, the whole thing was pretty surreal. Howdy folks, welcome back up from the projection room. This is an old projector. This is the way it was for almost 100 years. It was a pretty simple machine. There was a giant light bulb we talked about over here. In here, you have a whole bunch of gears you saw in the beginning of the video that are driven by this motor right here. There's a little handle, you just turn that. It's basically just a shaft that gets turned really quickly. You take the film here and thread it through all of those gears. You have to thread through exactly right. You have to make sure that there's the right spacing between each gear, because otherwise the soundtrack and the video track wouldn't line up properly, and the voices coming out of those speakers behind the screen wouldn't line up with the lips moving in the picture. It won't be in sync. If I open this up here and I turn this, you can see these gears moving. This is where most of the magic really happens. But here's the really weird thing. This one here is called the intermittent. If you watch really closely, it only moves every once in a while. That's because it moves intermittently. Everything else moves at a constant pace, and that one jerks and jerks and jerks. So if you look really closely at this film, you can see there's 4 little holes for each and every picture. It moves one picture right into here, the light flashes through it, the screen actually goes dark, moves to the next picture, flashes light through it, the whole screen goes dark again. It grabs hold of the film and moves it exactly 4 of these little holes at a time, because each picture is exactly 4 holes long. So the projector stops on one of these pictures, it flashes the light through it from here, from the bulb, and then the whole screen actually goes dark, moves to the next picture, flashes the light through it 24 times every second. Your brain does not like to see things flashing at it, so your brain edits out all the dark parts, strings all the pictures together, and tells you you're watching a moving picture, whereas really you're watching 24 still pictures flashing in rapid succession. I also wanted to point out this crazy giant wall of boxes behind me. It's there because those are the boxes that contain the large popcorn tubs we've been selling in curbside concessions, and I wanted to show off just how many of these people have been coming in to buy. That is pretty amazing. So I've been grinding my gears trying to make all these videos and do all the stuff I have to do around the theater. So I asked Mark for a little bit of help, and that's coming here soon. But for now, I have to take apart this butter machine here. I have to take apart that slushy machine there. I have to try and figure out how to make that crazy projector back there work. And these are all just fun things I get to do because my boss is the greatest boss in the known universe.
So, real talk. I'm scared just like everybody else. But I wanted to share with you a wonderful moment I had this week. A Boy Scout troop called us and said they wanted to earn their merit badge for learning about the needs of the disabled. And we said, yeah, come on by. And they came over. And they were all wearing their masks. And they, they learned about the different kinds of devices. We have 2 different devices in the theaters for people who are having trouble hearing. And they learned about the seats that are removable to make space for wheelchairs, as well as the spaces that are dedicated to wheelchairs. They learned about the devices in the auditoriums that project the sound from the movies to the devices for people to hear them. They learned about the ramps we have to set up for wheelchairs, and also the lift we have to take the wheelchairs up and down in case they need that. We have always been way ahead of the curve of what the ADA asks us to do, because that's how we do business. But, anyway, when they're all done with this, the Cub Scout guys, they bought everybody a medium popcorn, and they're all getting their medium popcorns. And everybody was, looking a little bummed, a little freaked out, because we all are. And, I said, my psychic powers tell me you want a medium popcorn, to the next guy in line. And even though he's wearing a mask, I can see him smile. I'm like, he's smiling. And it's because he knew it was a medium popcorn. They're all getting medium popcorns. And he smiled. And the next guy walks up, and he's got this curious look on his face. And I'm like, he wants me to do it too. So I go, you want a medium popcorn? And he smiles under his mask. And I did it for everybody else in line. And they all knew it was coming because they saw the next guy do it. And they all wanted me to do it. And it was fun. And everybody smiled under their masks. So
here's to smiling under our masks.
Here. That's shot. I feel